torn newspaper. Jacket with a lapel. Torn newspaper. Some sign on that. Some books. There's a couple tilted over back there. I'm guessing that's the prison food menu. A little mirror, and it's reflecting back to a camera. So this is Knight's cell. When do you think he was brought in, Mr. Edgeworth? It would have been in the evening on the 25th, just after the events at the lake. And then, at some point, he wound up in the prison proper. But how? There must be some evidence here that will point us in the right direction. All right, let's get looking, Mr. Edgeworth. Keep up the good work, officer. Sir. Yep, there's absolutely no need to keep an eye on us. We're two great thieves of justice. You're what now? You really need to pluralize thieves on my account, Kay. Reflected in the mirror is a security camera. A great thief's greatest enemy. Nothing about this place is very thief-friendly, if I'm being honest. I think that might be entirely deliberate, Kay. God. I'd like you to retrieve the footage from this security camera and review it as carefully as you can. If you see anything out of the ordinary, inform me immediately. Yes, sir. Let's see. A second chance at life. Making money while serving time. You'll laugh tomorrow. An anthology. Understanding animal emotions. Life as a pet. Are we in the right cell? Is this where Sawit was? 200 Days of Freedom, an escape story. There's two others. Ooh, what's the menu doing here, Mr. Edgeworth? Seems those held in the detention center are able to choose what they'd like to eat each day. If they can afford it, that is. Money makes the world go round, I guess. Doesn't that make life super easy for rich detainees? Well, Kay, bear in mind that the people held in these cells haven't been found guilty yet. Some of them don't deserve to be punished. Quite a few of them, in fact. So you're saying you're fine with people that people with money don't have a hard time of it as everyone else? How did I wind up defending the practices of the detention system? Wow, that's a lot of books. Let's take a look. Maybe there's more to meet than Mr. Knight than meets the eye. Sadly, I don't think these were his. They're likely special selected and placed here for detainees. Let's hope that they would want to better themselves during their time here. Second chance at life. Interviews with a former prisoner. These books appear to be written by current model prisoners and former inmates. Look, this one. 200 Days of Freedom. An escape story. 2. Making money while serving time. This facility may have more deeply rooted problems than I thought. We're not going to talk about the two books Back here. Alright, what's on this paper? Hey, look at this weird piece of paper. There's some sort of grid on it. Let's take a closer look. Oh. Up, up. I kind of figured it would have been against Rook. Or Knight, I mean. This chess game. I've seen it before. Enough with chess chat, Mr. Edgeworth. We're supposed to be investigating here. Focus. I am investigating. This particular bit of chess chat could prove to be vital now. Take a look at this. Can you tell me what it is? It's the chest that we saw in Mr. Connus' cell. But, I don't really know the rules of chess, so... The rules of the game are not important here. What's important are the positions of the pieces. Compare the ones in Mr. Connus' cell with these. Do you notice anything? Ah! I don't know which piece is which or anything, but... Take a diagram like that. Like this. Are the pieces in the same squares? Indeed. There's no dog on a diagram, but that's to be expected. Apart from that, however, the positions of these pieces are identical. And what does that tell us? Oh, I have my correspondence. It's correspondence. As unlikely as it may seem. Yeah, great game. Bravo, game. Good job. As unlikely as it might seem. As it might seem. Great job. As unlikely as it may seem, Mr. Connus' chess opponent was Mr. Knight. This could be just the proof we need to show that Mr. Connus had a connection to the victim. Bam, 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 bam. This must be Knight's suit jacket. So I've been doing some research of my own. Oh, and what have you discovered? Discovered that a guy who looks good in suits tend to be popular with the ladies. But don't worry. Guys with frilly neck ruffles are next to my research list. Please stop. Wait, what's going on with the floor? There's something different about this spot here. The spot is weirdly clean. Did someone wipe it down or something? So what, was he killed here? Why would somebody only do the part right next to the bed, though? Hey look, this newspaper's got a chunk of it missing. You're right. A few of this paper are roughly torn out. That's probably what was used to clean up the blood. Maybe Mr. Knight wanted to clean his cell but didn't have any cleaning cloths. It's not totally implausible theory, I suppose. But why but who would try to clean up their cell? This part of the floor has been wiped clean. Maybe he spilled some grape juice. Who knows? But we can certainly imagine what he used to do the wiping. Torn out pages of that newspaper. So why didn't he just ask the guard for a cloth or something, though? Perhaps he didn't want anyone to see what he was wiping up. I think we're about exhausted this cell. You've made significant progress by establishing a connection between Mr. Connors and the victim. This is bad, sir. Is that the guard? Careful, sir. I watched it and, What is it? Can you show it to us? Yes, sir. I have a small playback monitor with me. What are you waiting for? Let's see it. What was that? That black thing. It's that dog, right? Until now, our assumption was that it had taken place inside the prison proper. But it seems that assumption may be wrong.
Take that!
Right here in the detention center. The perpetrator was indeed Mr. Connors' dog. This is just the evidence we need. This is where Mr. Knight was actually murdered. Then, one of those pieces of evidence we found in here in the cell take a whole new meaning. Knight's cell was the crime scene. Which piece of evidence takes on a new significance?
Take that!
The floor of Mr. Knight's cell was wiped clean, presumably to remove something. Could that something have been his blood? Thank you, officer. Would you mind doing me one more favor? Aim it, sir. There's a detective by the name of Gumshoe somewhere in this facility. I need you to give him a message. Tell him to have this cell tested for traces of blood and report the results to Edgeworth. You got it, sir. And not to tell Mr. Wiener anything about it. Now we can really go after that Connors guy, right, Mr. Edgeworth? No, not yet. We still don't know how Knight and the dog moved between his cell and the prison proper. Right, so that's what we need to figure out next. What's the play, coach? Where are we off to? I suspect one of the guards might know something. We should ask those posted nearby to see what they have to tell us. What time was the footage at? We can't review it. At least I'm pretty sure we can. Let me review it. I wanted to see what the timestamp said. Okay, time to get asking. Huh? Wang! Thanks for the tour. Later. Well, Mr. Prosecutor and his little friend. I didn't expect to run into you here. Must be my lucky day. This is Agent Shilong Lang from Interpol. He was in charge of a case I worked on 2 weeks back. I thought he had gone home to Zhangfa after that, but here he is. You had some business to take care of, I take it, Agent Lang? You could say that. Nothing that need concern you, though. First a black hound, now wolf in all black. Hey, wait. Why are you all alone today? That's true. He's usually accompanied by an army of police officers. I hear you were at it again a couple days back, sticking your nose into things. A couple days back. Ah, he means the incident with President Singh Fa. Actually, I thought you might be there as well, heading up the security detail. Ha! Our president doesn't have much faith in the efficiency of his own country's police force. Maybe now he'll think twice before using contractors again. Amateurs. Agent Lang doesn't have much faith in prosecutors or the courts to do their job right. Which is why he's so meticulous about investigating with his hand-picked cream of the corp officers. Indeed, no doubt things would have turned out differently had you and your men been in charge. My men, huh? Yeah, those guys aren't around anymore. What? They're not. Funny, isn't it? I'm a real lone wolf now. Are you saying, Agent Lang? What are you saying, Agent Lang? What on earth happened? I told you, it doesn't concern you. See you around, Mr. Prosecutor. Lang. Yes. And I would very much like to know why. But there's nothing we can do about it right now. We'll worry about Agent Lang later. We have an investigation to conduct. Alright, let's start by talking to these guards. Oh man, I'm in so much trouble. What's the matter? You seem perturbed. You see, one of my uniforms is missing. Could have sworn it was right here in my locker. Oh. Someone took his uniform, huh? Did it grow a pair of legs and run off somewhere? Where in the world did that idea spring from? Anyway, I hope you track it down soon. I'll be rooting for you. Thanks, I appreciate it. Because, like, I feel like when we were watching the video, it kind of looked like... It didn't look like what he was wearing. I was wondering, have you seen an enormous black dog wandering around here recently? That thing? No way, if I had I'd... Well, let's just say I'd be a lot more nervous about standing around guard here. So do you and this dog have some kind of history or something? Now, Kay. You should know when to let a sleeping dog lie. By the sound of it, Conus's dog hasn't been spotted on the side of those heavy security doors. Hey, if it ain't my faithful assistants I see before me. Fender, and where exactly have you been? Where have I been? I've been looking for you two. Been searching high and low. Wandering lonely through the prison halls. It was terrible, I tell you. You just came from the outside, you dummy. You left. But the prison's over on the other side of the facility, boss. So listen, I just got the lowdown on something seriously dynamite material. You want to hear it, right? Right? Seamless. I was chatting with a few of the guards and they told me something tres instrumento. Turns out the Bronxter himself had a little incident 2 days ago. Pre-mortem, if you catch my drift. An incident. Simon told me it came to visit his pal, right? Well, it happened right after they wrapped up, and Bronco was escorted back to his cell. It was just one guard, and he was handcuffed, obviously. They made it back to and the guard was taking off his cuffs when the Bronxster clobbered him. Knocked the poor guy out cold. Sounds like it might have been a prelude to a jailbreak. When the other guards showed up, they couldn't find their comrades' keys. Were there any rumblings about Knight attempting an escape? That's the fries in the old noggin. There were none. He just sat in his cell and turned up dead. And what's more, he swore right into the end that he never stole the keys. They turned his cell inside out too, but no TAS. The guard who was struck, what did he have to say? Nothing. Poor guy was still out when they took him to the hospital. Word is he's still there. So there's nobody around to tell us what really happened. What the? It's you losers. That's all we need. Yep. Why are you still hanging around here like a bad smell? Hey there, little buddy. Listen, Miles here is working with me for now as an associate. Nonsense! You're all just here to cause trouble and turn my investigation into a fart. That's not the word, you immature child. That's not the word. Justice means farce, of course. But a simple slip of the tongue, sure. Seems like a reasonably apt choice of words to me. Judge Gavel, great to see you again. I know who you are. You are Simon Saint's attorney. Guilty as charged. Now we've broken the ice. How about a friendly? Or not. I'm totally cool either way. Now, did I hear you correctly? That Mr. Edwards has joined the defense team? Yep, and me too. We're officially employees of Edwards & Co. But the prosecutor and a public servant, you would draw your sword on the goddess to work for personal gain? It's not a problem if I'm not getting paid, though, correct? Exactly what he said. Miles here is just a volunteer. We're all about pro bono stuff over at Edwards & Co. Smooth. Very smooth. Good job, guys. How wonderful. So you all work without a reward? The goddess would surely approve. I'm just a regular philanthropist. Judge Gavel. I was hoping to ask about the grounds for Simon Saint's arrest. That information is on the... Is that a challenge I hear? No, I was just asking Judge Gavel. I'm always ready for a verbal combat to show you what it takes to be a real winner. How is it verbal combat if you won't let me speak? Still, this could prove useful. Let's let him ramble on all he wants to give us all the information we need. Fine, we'll do as you suggest. Now if you could begin by telling us why Mr. Saint was arrested. There will be no need for that. Eustace, we should... Not now, Gavel. Watch and wonder. As I put this pathetic prosecutor in his place, he's going to run the rings around me. I think you meant to say that you would be the one running rings around me. And I will. So badly that your ears will be ringing. Prepare to be humbled, Edwards. Why is it playing this music now? Why? is it playing it seem like this? You want to know why I arrested that man? It's simple. Simple. I found evidence. Evidence of him all over that thing. How's that for some winning, incontrovertible, conclusive proof? Please don't tell me that his reason for arresting Saint was because he found fingerprints on the chess set, and that's the only thing. I think that's where this is going, and this I can't with this kid. And who saw the truth first? Why, me, of course. Winner by name, winner by nature. Where do I even begin? Look at you, utterly lost for words in such a face of such a mystery. I'll take your silence as yet another win. Honestly, does he ever shut up? You said that you are the one who arrested Mr. Saint. But do you even have the authority to do so, Mr. Winner? Obviously, it was the police who actually arrested him. But I told them to do it, so I think I can claim the credit, don't you? Of course, that's what he meant. This is certainly going to take a while. A shame, really. Given I'm much more interested in what Judge Gavel is silently thinking over there.
Hold it!
Evidence of him was all over that thing. Could you be a little more specific, Mr. Winner? I can't with this music at this moment. This is not cross-examination music. This music does not belong here. Do I really have to spell it out, Mr. Edgeworth? I'd hoped you could put two and two together. Stop messing around. The onus is on you to provide a comprehensible testimony. Come now, Eustace. I'm sure Mr. Edgeworth and his friends would be very interested to learn how you cracked the case. They certainly look keen to hear about it. Fine, if you insist, I'll fill in the gaps. Brace yourself, because this is going to blow your tiny little mind. I bet you didn't even know, but the victim had, wait for it, a chess set with him. And that chess set was covered in the fingerprints of a certain Mr. Simon Saint. Praise be to the goddess of justice for the insight she offers. And congratulations once again, Eustace. You would not object Eustace amending his testimony, I trust, Mr. Edgeworth? Go right ahead and do that, so I can immediately knock it down. No, by all means, please do, so I can get this stupid music out of my ears.
Objection!
Good riddance. So the fingerprints on the chess set are the ace up your sleeve. The what? The what up my what? Oh, yes, the chess set up the ace's sleeve. Did this kid skip English? I struggle to read. This is hurting my brain to even try to read. Like, I'm trying to read. I was like, wait, that's not what's written there. What is happening? Like, I feel like I'm saying what is supposed to be there, but because this kid can't speak English properly, it's hurting my freaking brain. I was hearing so much praise for this character going into this game. I'm not seeing it. Why is this kid liked? That's right, Edgeworth. I got a winning hand, as usual. Only your winning hand is a busted flush. Well, you see, it was Simon Saint who brought that chess set to the victim in the first place. Therefore, it's only natural his fingerprints are all over it. No, not the music again. Stop. That took a while to sink in. In conclusion, those fingerprints aren't proof of anything, and Mr. Saint's arrest was premature. Premature? The incident took place within the walls of this facility, and being neither a guard nor a prisoner makes it very little sense to suspect Mr. Saint. Oh! Now what? I think you might be a premature one here, Mr. Edgeworth. I think you were the one accusing me of being hasty. Did he only just work out what the word means? Sure, I identified Mr. Saint as a suspect faster than pretty much anybody else. And I won the race when it comes to picking out the crucial evidence, too. I'm quick on a draw, you see. But hasty? Not at all. You're right that Mr. Saint isn't a guard or a prisoner, but he was... Eustace? Judge Gavel. But out, Gavel. I have him right where I want him. Forgive me, Eustace, but if I may. While the particulars of the suspect are indeed fascinating, don't we have something a little more impressive to share with the prosecutor? Something more impressive? If you wouldn't mind, Mr. Edgeworth, Eustace made an ingenious deduction concerning the murder weapon. Perhaps you would like to hear it. Ah, yes, of course. Well remembered, Gavel. Listen to this, Edgeworth, and prepare to be amazed. Will this ingenious deduction explain why Mr. Saint was arrested? Let's just say you won't be disappointed. Judge Gavel deliberately diverted the conversation away from my line of questioning. What exactly is she up to? Don't you dare start his stupid music again. Thank you. Okay. Real cross-examination music now. Fact 1. The murder weapon was some sort of metal blade. Fact 2. Potentially deadly blades are strictly controlled within the prison walls, as we both know. From these two facts, I conclude that the weapon in question must have come from outside. Must have been hidden inside the chest set. That's what I think anyway. There's no way to hide it. And since the prints we found on the chest set belonged to the victim and the suspect, I'd say it's blindingly obvious who brought the weapon and used it, wouldn't you? No. Because, you know, there's literally, like, no room in here. I mean, you could say it was placed up here, but, like, saying a knife was brought in this, like, no. If nothing else, his testimony this time is a little more comprehensible than the last. And it didn't have that stupid music. Another winning deduction brought to you by one winner, Eustace, prosecutor extraordinaire. More like one winner, Eustace, prosecutor extraordinaire, if you ask me. How could anyone even hide a weapon inside that chest set? Good question. Why don't you take a look for yourself? Is there actually a hidden compartment? There's nothing here but chess pieces. That laugh really is something. Oh, so there is going to be a hidden compartment in here. But Saint didn't know. Bronco did. So Saint was tricked into bringing the murder weapon into here. That laugh really is something. He seemed pretty confident the weapon was hidden somewhere. Better take a closer look. What the? The stiff lining at the top opens like a flat door. Oh, there's plenty of room in there. Indeed. More than enough to hide something, like a small knife. Ingenious, no? The killer snuck the weapon in by. Huh. Huh? What do you mean by huh? Let me finish, will you? I fear you've not been listening, Mr. Winner. Or perhaps you've simply forgotten. The detention center is outfitted with the security gate. Huh? I mean, yeah, and? The security gate also acts like a metal detector, Eustace. We must pass through another one on the way into the prison itself, remember? Yeah. Yes, that's right. Of course I remember. He definitely didn't. It would have been impossible to smuggle a metal blade through such a gate into the facility, which would seem to blow a rather large hole in your reasoning, Mr. Winner.
Overruled.
The gate is only used to scan people. Any items they bring into the facility are only subjected to a cursory check. Are you telling me the chest set wasn't put through a metal detector? It should have been. Alas, it seems the guards have grown a little lax in that regard as of late. How convenient for you. Very good. Thank you, Gavel. It was my pleasure. Now, Mr. Edgeworth, if you'd be so kind as to begin your cross-examination. Cross-examination? It's like he's holding a trial. Well, no matter. Let's see how well this ingenious deduction of Mr. Wiener still holds up, shall we?
Hold it!
A metal blade, you say? And do you have any evidence to support this? You don't look at the victim's injuries. Well, I'm not... Oh, I think I know... Wait, I think I know. Where is it? They searched for a weapon but couldn't find anything. So how did they know what the weapon was? Well, I'm not surprised, certainly. The fatal blow was a stab wound to the neck. It was delivered by a knife-like blade. That much is absolutely beyond doubt. It appears they're not aware yet of a certain other piece of information. Lost for words, are we? I'll keep going. My brutal introductions don't end there, you know.
Hold it!
No murder weapon was found in the crime scene. And there's nothing inside the chessboard either. I'm curious, Mr. Winner. Do you also have thoughts about where this weapon might be? Well, the perpetrator must have hidden it somewhere in the prison. Is there a problem with this claim? Yep. They hid it somewhere inside the prison. That seems unlikely. In fact, I can prove that's not the case.
Take that!
I'm starting to worry about your memory, Mr. Wiener. Didn't you and your good judge search the prison with Warden Lingard? And didn't you fail to find a likely murder weapon? He just smacked himself. Well, yes, but I guess we just missed it, that's all. Wow, way to undermine yourself. So you're saying your search wasn't entirely thorough. You so-called winning rookie. Stop making fun of me. Eustace. Calm yourself. Breathe deeply. Do not allow your opponent to get under your skin. You're right. I'm a winner. Why should I let a third-rate loser like Edgeworthless get under my skin? Really? I'll thank you to leave my name out of this. Well, I'm K Faraday, and I'm A-OK. Not you two, please. Look, it's simple. Since my first investigation didn't turn up any weapon, it means there wasn't one to find. Which leaves only one possibility. The murderer took the weapon with him when he left the prison. That's why we couldn't find it when we looked. Obviously.
Objection!
Nope. Literally no. But what you are proposing is impossible. And this proves why the culprit couldn't possibly have the weapon to get the weapon out of the prison with him.
Take that!
More memory troubles, Mr. Winner. Now you're forgetting things you yourself said. Are you making fun of me again? Oh, so you do remember what I said. But perhaps you might have been better served by remembering this. What's that? Wait, does he seriously not remember? Does he have like short-term memory loss or something? Like, what is this? It would certainly seem that way. There's a security gate at each of the entrances to the detention center and the prison proper. Coming from the prison, anyone leaving the facility would have had to pass through both of them. 2 gates fitted with metal detectors. Oh wait, now I remember. Looks like he's got his memory back. As you can see, there's no way he could have taken a weapon out through both gates. And therefore, there is no way the murder weapon could have left the building. In which case, Mr. Edgeworth, perhaps you would care to tell us where the murder weapon might be? It's still here on the premises. That's the only plausible conclusion to be drawn. We searched the prison from top to bottom and couldn't find anything. Because you were never going to find anything to begin with. Not when you were laboring under the microscope that it's a blade you were looking for. Yeah, we know the truth about what happened, Mr. Knight. We've seen it with our own eyes. That is quite a claim. I assume you have the evidence to support it. What is the weapon that was used to commit the crime?
Take that!
It could just be referring to the dog. This footage was taken from the security camera trained on Knight's holding cell. Now watch it for yourselves and see. So it's on 20th at 6 a.m. What? But how? The footage captures the moment the victim was attacked by a black dog. More than sufficient proof of how he really died, wouldn't you say? Yes, it is certainly significant. So now we know that Knight was, in fact, killed in his cell by a vicious dog. A dog that moved the victim's body to the prison workshop post-mortem. I don't agree with that part, Edgeworth. We know this thanks to an eyewitness who saw the dog in the workshop when the body was discovered. Of course, I think that we can all agree that there is no way the dog could have planned such a crime itself. Indeed, I fear it may be his handiwork after all.
Overruled!
That's quite enough of that, Mr. Edgeworth. Judge Gavelle, you're correct that the footage is an important piece of evidence. But it also raises an important new question. A question that I suspect you also have been asking yourself. She's right. There is one major problem with my version of events. The black dog, the one that belongs to one of the inmates. How did it move between the holding cells and the prison proper at will? Oh! Dude, this kid. How do we answer that one, Mr. Edgeworth? The truth is, I don't know yet. Of course not. Can it, Wonder Boy? You didn't even notice there was such a problem. Until the defense provides an adequate explanation, the court cannot accept your line of logic. That is all. Court is adjourned. But wait, there's still so much more to explore. Court is no longer in session, Mr. Edgeworth. If you'd be so kind as to leave the courtroom. Court was never in session in the first place, woman. Once again, this court is a... Once again, this court is a... We may not have all the answers yet, but you haven't explained anything either regarding Mr. Saint. What do you mean? Just as we don't know how the dog made into one of the detention center's holding cells. You can't know how Mr. Saint could have made it inside the detention center, let alone the prison either. He would have been allowed as far as the visitor's room to see his friend, but no further. So it's hard for me to conceive how he could have committed a crime in a place he had no access to. Well, shut up, Edgeworth. Judge Gavel, I believe it's your turn to provide some proof. Proof that Simon Saint was able to enter the prison. You wish for the court to provide you with proof? Highly irregular, but very well. What? You actually have something? Now it seems like a good time as any. And I suppose you have been kind enough to share some of your own theories on this case. What's she building up to here? Mr. Edgeworth, I suspect you don't know what Mr. Saint does for a living, so allow me to fill you in. He is a circus performer. Are you kidding me? What? Yes, perhaps you heard of the Berry Big Circus. Great. Don't be silly, darling. Of course, it's just it was an important day after all. You see it now, I presume. As I'm sure you're aware, a show was held yesterday for the prisoners' entertainment. A show featured animals and performers, performed by members of the Berry Big Circus. So, does that mean Mr. Saint? Yes, Mr. Saint was allowed inside the prison as part of that show. A fact that has been confirmed beyond reasonable doubt. She held onto that fact until the last possible moment. She let me run on with my own theory, and only afterwards did she use it to reveal the truth. Wait. That must be why she steered him into a different topic back then. I got you good, didn't I? You third-rate prosecutor. This has nothing to do with you. Gentlemen, this court is well and truly adjourned. If I may offer a word of advice, Mr. Edgeworth. Your conduct as a prosecutor is already in question. You would do well to remember that you were removed from this case for that precise reason. What are you trying to say? that the committee reserves the right to confiscate your badge at any time. Should you wish to retain it, you would do well to avoid crossing paths with us again. Is that a threat? The goddess of justice is compassionate, Mr. Edgeworth, but she's not endlessly forgiving. Oh, and one last thing. You are no defense attorney. Abandon this foolish pretense. Thank you for your concern, but I do not abandon anything. What I start, I finish. Well, do try to remember that the two jobs are not one and the same. That a defense attorney is expected to develop something of a bond with their client. Next time, finding out your client's real occupation might be a good place to start. Now I really must be going. May the goddess of justice watch over you all. So Simon lied to us. Not just you, dude. The guy took me for a ride too. What's his deal? Whoa, whoa, whoa. You're not having second thoughts about all this, are you, Milesy boy? Sure, Jack Lavelle's a tough cookie. That doesn't mean you can just give up the ghost. Offense never rests, as a wise man once said. And that goes for associates too. Don't worry, Fender. I have no intention of resting, nevertheless. Our assumption is that Mr. Saint couldn't have entered the prison has been proven false. Which means we'll need to restart our investigation from square one, I'm afraid. Alright, buddy. We got some explaining to do. You withheld information from me. Why? I didn't want to withhold anything. Or at least I didn't mean to. So you are a member of the Berry Big Circus? No, I mean, yes, but no. I'm not a member. I'm still new. That's irrelevant. You're still a member. A member is a member, new or not. Come on, dude. Fighting for your life out here. Oh, brother. Let's try this again. Why didn't you tell us? Would it look suspicious? Me being a performer in a circus show. And me being friends with Bronco. If anyone found out, nobody would believe I was innocent. Not even you, Kay. I thought I'd made it clear that I'd believe in you. But when you stare at me like that, I get so terrified. You're a real smooth operator, aren't you, Miles? Any other client scaring tips you want to share? You're not helping, Fender. At this rate, it sounds like we really need to question him about everything all over again. So what do you do at the circus, Simon? I'm an animal tamer. Kinda. I'm still learning the ropes. That's so cool. You can train lions and tigers and bears? Oh my! Lions, tigers, bears? Oh my! Oh no. I worked with this little guy. Money. Money's a monkey. Oh boy. Money could have taken the knife. It could have been at the scene, but Money got in and took it. Oh dear. Not exactly with tamer. More like one of those old-timey organ grinders. Oh boy. Not now, money. I'm trying to. This little scamp. Since when did this become Ratatouille? When did we switch to playing Ratatouille? Can someone explain when this turned to Ratatouille? That was a Ratatouille moment right there if I've ever seen one. Something tells me the organ grinder who's being monkeyed around. When we spoke to you before, you said you worked at a company. I was telling the truth. Circus is a company. You have titles and everything. Ringmaster, the ringmaster is the CEO, and I'm, I guess you called a goofer. I even have a line manager. She's head of the animal taming department. It's part of the showbiz division. She's such a good impersonation. There isn't even a creature in the world she wouldn't convince to do her bidding. Even Miles here. I'd like to see someone whip him into shape. I am not some kind of creature fender. So this line manager, was she working with you on the show? Yes, it was just us two. It wasn't all that big a job compared to what we normally do. But she's usually the one performing on stage. I just do all the monkey work. But I did have a big part this time. So only 2 members of the circus are relevant to this case. So the other one is potentially the culprit then? If you suddenly had a bigger role, that gives the other one opportunity, doesn't it? Alright, talk me through your movements here and at the facility. Sure, came to see Bronco about noon 2 days ago. And that's when you brought him the chess set. Yes, the same evening I started working on setting up the stage in the yard. It was hard work. I had to haul everything up myself over multiple trips. They let us use one of the rooms in a prison for storage. Workshop A, I think. Right where he was killed, huh? Or found. Workshop A, where Knight's body was found. You mean your boss didn't help you? Oh no, I could never ask her to shop all that stuff around. Like I said, the monkey works my job. Once it was all set up, we did a run through, and it must have been midnight by the time I left. Next morning, I was back and ready for the show. Started at 8 a.m. Then we performed till 10. So Mr. Saint was the only one of the pair to have entered the room where the body was found. Knight's body was found immediately after the show had ended. Do you have any idea why you were arrested? And why so quickly? I've never seen a guy get booked so fast. During a little winner wouldn't just pull someone in on a hunt. Never underestimate the power of underdeveloped intellect. I think I might know why. When I was moving all this stuff, I went to go see how he was doing. Bronco, I mean. You went to the holding cells on your own. Tell me you had permission. No, it wasn't a formal visit or anything. So I just sort of snuck over and hopped on, so no one stopped me. But you just seen him earlier the same day. Why take the risk? I've known him since we were kids. We were both, well, when both of us were all alone. He doesn't have any family, you see, just like me. I knew he'd be feeling lonely, that he'd want somebody to talk to, so I had to go see him. You don't have any family. For a while I had my dad, but he passed away when I was a little kid. I was in one's father as a child. I know that pain all too well. Just like you and me, Mr. Edgeworth. There was nobody else nearby when you went to see him. No, the other holding cells were empty, and I didn't see any guards. Well, somebody must have seen you, or you wouldn't be in here. Oh no, no, I messed up so bad, didn't I? So the assumption is that something happened while the two were alone together. At least, I imagine that would be Winner and Judge Gavel's thinking. In any case, I think we'll speak to your boss next. As I heard, she's supposed to be up around today too, somewhere in the yard. Tell her I'm sorry, won't you? I'm so sorry. I can't believe I let this happen. Sure thing, Simon. We're here for you. If there's anything else we can do, just say the word. But I mean, there's nothing they can do for you in return. Don't worry about that. We're friends. I know what it's like to be in your shoes. We're all part of the same club, after all. Right, Mr. Edgeworth? Unfortunately so, I'm afraid. Thank you for sharing such personal details with us. By the sound of it, you had little reason to kill Knight. If anything, you're the one most affected by his passing. And what's more, I simply don't believe a person as gentle as you is capable of murder. Rest assured, we believe you, and we will get you out of here. Oh, stop it, Fender. Well, what do we have here? Gosh darn defense attorney. That's what. Bravo, big guy. Can't believe I'm saying it. You reminded me of your old man there for a moment. I did? From the Book of Gregory, an attorney is a friend to the friendless. Simon me, bucko. This guy'll suffer any hardship for your friendship. Things are gonna be shiply amazing. I didn't realize Talk Like a Pirate Day had come early this year, Mr. Fender. That's just the thing. You never know when a pirate will strike next. Anyway, kid, you want some candy? No thanks, I don't like sweet stuff. Oh, bummer. I wouldn't mind a nice ship myself. Great Thieves Galleon for Dread Pirate K. Yar, me hearties. My gosh, K. We'll set sail the seven seas together and claim the greatest treasure of all, the truth. Shiver me timbers. You two will be the death of me. Edgeworth, you didn't have to do it, Dale. Come on, let's set sail for the prison yard. There's no sea shanty on the way, please. Look, the shutter's open. That's the way out to the yard, I believe. Let's go take a look. Come on, what are we waiting for? Someone's excited.